Well, we've been doing this show now for over 4 years, and I've always believed that modeling is modeling. You can transfer the skills from any hobby, you can transfer your skills from any scale. And I believe that people in three rail, Lionel, or scale, O scale, or scale, S scale, or American Flyer, or high rail, S scale, are just as good a modelers as anybody in the world. So as you know, that we've had for some time now, two segments for O scale, a regular O scale segment, and then we have had an O scale high rail segment. Well, for a while, I've been looking for a way to do the same thing with S scale. We've had the S scale segment for a while, but I didn't have another segment for the non-scale modelers in S scale. So I found out that what the association refers to non-scale modelers as is American Flyer / high rail. So then when I found that out, that became the name for the second segment on the show for S scale. And we've got it started now with the show that we had last time. And Joe Weber, who I ran across in one of the main clubs in St. Louis, agreed to be the host for this new segment. And when I talked to Joel about, well, I'd like to have a sponsor for this, who would you recommend? He said, well, there's only one company. It's American Models. He said, that's who you want to try to get to be the sponsor for this American Flyer / high rail segment, even though this company is not limited to that because they produce scale as well as the other kinds of equipment. So I looked them up and got the telephone number, and I called and I talked to the lady who owns the company, Karen Bishipa. And Karen and I talked for a while and kind of hit it off. And so I said, well, Karen, how about you being the sponsor for this high rail American Flyer segment on our shows? And she said that she would be happy to. And because of a mix-up between what I thought I was telling her and what I actually told her, she missed the other night. So I asked her to join us this evening, and I want to introduce her to you. This is the owner of American Models, who, from everybody that I have talked to in the hobby, if you're an S-scale modeler, an American Flyer or high rail modeler, American Models is the first call that you should make. So Karen, welcome. Thank you so much for being a sponsor for this segment. And love for you to take a few minutes and tell us about your company.
Okay, thank you, Jim. American Models was actually founded by my husband, Ron Bashista, back in 1980 and continued until December 2021 when he went home to Gloryland. And when Ron started the company, he wanted to make a locomotive that he could walk out of the room, get a cup of coffee, and come back, and the locomotive would still be running. And Ron did accomplish that and made quality products. After he passed, I took over the company, and had a few rough edges right at first. But my manager, Joe Salamia, he's my right hand, and he and I work great together and help each other out every day. We're just strictly an S-gauge manufacturer located in Whitmore Lake, Michigan. And since Ron's passing, we have restocked many products that we needed for the company. And we found a person to do road bed, which was no longer available before the COVID hit. So we did find a company and do now have road bed.
Karen, can you turn your video on?
I'm not sure how to do that.
Phil, could you help her turn her video on?
Karen, do you have something across your camera? Do you have a like a lens cover? There you
There
go.
you are. There you are.
You know what? We have many products. We have several diesel locomotives and numerous road names. And we often when we get an order, we will build that locomotive from scratch. And that's from taking the zinc frame, taking all the flash off of it, painting it, and then they make gearboxes right from scratch with all the gears and put the wheel sets in them, and then they will assemble a power unit. And those power units can be either DC scale, DC high rail, or American Flyer high rail. And people who run DCC can actually tell us about that at their request, and we will put a plug in there so that they can run DCC. And the difference, I don't know if everybody knows the difference between scale and high rail, but scale has small flanges on the wheels that's prototypical. And high rail has a larger flange that will accommodate like the American Flyer track, our Grace track, S Helper Service fast track, and then our code 148, which we can run both scale and high rail on. We make many, many products. We've probably got over 100,000 different products, and we make locomotives, passenger cars, 4-bay hoppers, 3-bay hoppies, 40-foot box cars, reefers, 50-foot box cars, gondolas, cabooses, covers for our gondolas. And we do have parts available for scale modelers who would like to repair their own products. And we also do repair locomotives. We get many locomotives back that people will call up and say they don't know how to fix them, so they send them in and we repair them for them. We paint and print many products, and we also do a lot of different cars for different club orders. Different kind of cars. We've done box cars, tank cars. We're in the process right now of doing flat cars with trailers, various trailers. So we welcome, you know, Ron, when he had the company, he funded the company with, he did a lot of stock market trading. I unfortunately don't do stock market trading, so we depend on customers. No,
And Karen, you also provide scale trucks. If people want to convert American Flyer or high rail to scale, you provide trucks for them, right?
Absolutely, we do. Yeah, and we have trucks for all of our products. We're kind of low on our caboose trucks right now, but we've got Bettendorf roller bearing, you know, heavyweight passenger, Bud passenger trucks. Yeah. We get quite a few orders for those.
Well, again, I appreciate so much you being interested in sponsoring this segment on our show. I'm looking forward to working with you. And I appreciate you being here tonight to tell us and share with us a little bit about your company.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you so much, Karen. Anybody have any questions for Karen before she goes?
Yes. What on your website you've got premium series, classic series, and standard series? What might be the difference in those?
People can order something that's just standard and it doesn't have like the handrails or windows or anything like that. The modeler just puts those in themselves. But now we're tending to make everything ready to run so that people can order a locomotive that's already assembled with the windows and the handrails and everything like that. So they just take it out of the box and put it on the track and go.
What about what's the other one? Premium and classic?
Some of the different paint schemes are premium. Depending on like, Suzy Q is one of them. Some of the other box cars and things like that, where there's more involved printing on it, are classics.
Okay. Thank you.
Karen, thank you so very much, and we'll see you again, I hope, on our show. But if not, then we'll watch your video that you're gonna have made for us.
Hey, sounds good, Jim. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Karen.